Up. Good evening, radio fans. Big Al here on this Monday, August 17th, 2020, and we are continuing our series of the AM and FM radio stations across the country, and today our focus is on the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is home of two of the longest running radio stations in the country and in North America for that matter. Both have been on the air for nearly a century. And I will tell you the histories of those two stations as we go down this list. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We'll begin on the AM side of the dial with 540 WWCS Canonsburg. This is a sports radio station and the Pittsburgh affiliate of the newly rebranded Sports Map Radio Network, previously known as SB Nation Radio. WWCS is owned by Birace Broadcasting Corporation, and this is one of two former Radio Disney affiliates in the Pittsburgh metro area. 590 is WMBS Uniontown, PA. WMBS 590 AM, your local station. Wikipedia lists them as a full-service station playing adult standards music with news updates from CBS News and programming from America's Best Music Network, which is distributed by Dial Global. WMBS is owned by Fayette Broadcasting Corporation. 620 is WKHB AM, Irwin, Pennsylvania. This station's known as 620 KHB, Pittsburgh's favorite. That's during music hours only, since they are a talk and oldies hybrid station, and they are owned by Broadcast Communications Incorporated, and they have a pretty large footprint in the Pittsburgh area, as you'll hear as I continue down this list. WKHB operates 3 FM translator stations. They operate W222CB 92.3 FM Irwin. Also 94.1 W231BM and W271CW at 102.1, both licensed to Pittsburgh. 660 is WAMO AM Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. This station is known as 107.3 The Beat, Pittsburgh's old school and today's R&B. This station features an urban adult contemporary format, which is owned by Mart's Communications Group and is licensed by Radio Power Incorporated. WAMO AM operates an FM translator station in Wilkinsburg at 107.3 FM, W297BU. 660 AM is a daytime-only station as it does broadcast on the Clear Channel frequency that is reserved for Class A 50,000-watt sports station WFAN in New York. 680 is WISR, Butler, Pennsylvania, your hometown station. This station broadcasts news, talk, sports, and nostalgia and is owned by Butler County Radio Network. 730 is WPIT Pittsburgh. They're known as WPIT 96.5 FM, 730 AM, talk radio that helps people. This is a religious/contemporary Christian music station from Salem Media Group. And they operate an FM translator station in Pittsburgh at 96.5, which is W243CW. 770 is WKFB, Jeanette, Pennsylvania. They're known as 97.5 and 770 KFB. They broadcast an oldies format and is owned by Broadcast Communications Incorporated. 770 is a daytime-only station, so they are required by FCC law to sign off at sundown. but they operate a pair of translator stations on the FM dial. One at 97.5 W248 AR Monroeville. The other is at 105.1 W286 CZ Greensburg, Pennsylvania. 810 is WEDO McKeesport, Pennsylvania. This station is known as WEDO AM 810, your station of nations. They broadcast a multicultural programming format owned by Broadcast Communications Incorporated. WEDO is also a daytime-only station in accordance... Sorry, something in my throat. Anyway, 810 is also a daytime-only station in accordance to FCC rules and regulations. This station must also leave the air at sundown. They too operate an FM translator station on 93.3 W227DB in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, which is a Pittsburgh suburb. 860 is WAOB-AM Millville, Pennsylvania. They're known as WAOB, We Are One Body. This is a Catholic religious station owned by St. Joseph's Ministries. Now, there is an FM station on 106.7 that also has the WAOB call sign and also has the same format. More on that station later on. 910 is WXJX, Apollo, Pennsylvania. 98.7 Jack FM, playing what we want. This is a variety hit station owned by Laurel Highland Total Communications Incorporated and licensed by LHTC Media Incorporated. WXJX operates 2 FM translators, both licensed to La Trobe. One is W230BO at 93.9 FM. The other, which is the source of their branding, is W254CR at 98.7 FM. Again, both translator stations are licensed to La Trobe. 970 is WBGG AM Pittsburgh. This station is known as ESPN Pittsburgh, thus making it the Pittsburgh affiliate of ESPN Radio. This station is the AM flagship of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is an honor that they share with their FM counterparts and sister station, WDVE. This station is also the radio flagship home for Robert Morris Colonial Sports, including Colonials football and men's basketball and hockey, and select women's basketball and hockey games also air on this station. WBGG is one of 6 Pittsburgh area stations owned by iHeartMedia, and they operate FM translator station W292DH 106.3 FM, licensed to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, originally licensed to Uniontown. And this station, I forgot to write this down, this station is also repeated on WPGB 104.7 FM HD2 in Pittsburgh. All right. 1020 is our next station, known as the Pioneer Broadcasting Station of the World, and you'll see why in just a moment. Anyway, 1020 is KDKA AM Pittsburgh. They're known as News Radio 1020 KDKA, Pittsburgh's news, weather, and traffic. This station broadcasts a news talk format with world and national news updates from CBS News, and local news and weather updates from CBS-owned and operated television station KDKA-TV Channel 2. This station also has programming from both Westwood One News and NBC Radio. Or should I say CNBC Radio. This is an alternate station for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball and the NFL on Westwood One, both of which are normally heard on their FM counterpart, KDKA FM. This station is owned by Intercom Communications, which is based in Philadelphia, and their signal is repeated on KDKA FM 93.7 HD2 in Pittsburgh. Now, I said earlier that this station is known as the pioneer broadcasting station of the world, and here's why. KDKA began broadcasting as experimental station 8ZZ, which was a temporarily assigned special amateur call sign by the Federal Communications Commission, and that call sign was used to broadcast the presidential election results of the Harding-Cox election back on November 2nd, 1920. So this coming November 2nd will mark 100 years since this station began broadcasting. And that's like the ultimate milestone. 1050 is WBUT Butler. They're known as Butt Kickin' Country. This is a country music station that also airs news, talk, and sports. And they are owned by the Butler Media Group. And they currently have a construction permit with the FCC to build an FM translator station in Butler on 97.3 FM. And even the call sign has been assigned. That call sign would be W247DF. 1080 is WWNL Pittsburgh. AM 1080, The Good News. They broadcast a Christian radio format from Wilkins Radio Network, and they are owned by Steel City Radio Incorporated. WWNL is a daytime-only station with no repeaters or translator stations, so this station signs off the air when the sun goes down in the Pittsburgh area. 1150 is WMNY New Kensington. They are known as Radio Dahoom, DHOOM, Radio Dahoom USA. They operate a South Asian format and is owned by Radio 1150 Limited Liability Company. Short space next to them on 1160 is WCCS, Homer City, Pennsylvania. WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM, the voice of Indiana County. This is a news, talk, and sports station from Renda Broadcasting Corporation with an FM translator station in Homer City on 101.1 W266CZ. 1210 is WANB, Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. This station is known as Cool Country, 105.1 and 1210 WANB. They broadcast a country music format which is owned by Broadcast Communications Incorporated with an FM translator station on 105.1 W286AL Waynesburg. WANB AM is a daytime-only station, so they are required to sign off the air on 1210 at sundown. However, their FM translator station at 105.1 runs the station's programming 24 hours a day. 1230 and 1460 broadcast the same programming. 1230 is WBVP Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and 1460 is WMBA Ambridge, Pennsylvania. These stations together are known as WBUP WMBA Radio, Beaver County's hometown radio stations. Both broadcast a news talk format with programming from ABC Radio. And both are owned by Sound Ideas Media LLC. And each station also operates an FM translator station. W257EA Beaver Falls on 99.3 FM. Relays WBVP. And W239CR 95.7 FM Ambridge relays WMBA. 1250, which is the only Pittsburgh area radio station broadcasting in high definition on the AM dial, is WPGP Pittsburgh. AM 1250, The Answer, Pittsburgh's new conservative talk. This is a conservative talk station with programming from the Salem Radio Network. They are owned by the Salem Media Group, and they operate an FM translator station on 92.5 W223CS Pittsburgh. 1250 was also a former Pittsburgh area affiliate of Radio Disney. In fact, this station was also an ESPN radio station before they migrated to 970, and that led to 1250 picking up Radio Disney broadcasts. 1320 is WJAS Pittsburgh. News Talk 1320, WJAS. They broadcast a talk radio format with programming from Premier Radio Networks. This station is owned by Pittsburgh Radio Partners LLC, and they operate an FM translator station at 99.1 W256 DE Pittsburgh. WJAS is the radio flagship of Pittsburgh Panthers women's basketball and Duquesne Dukes football and men's basketball. 1360 is WGBN McKeesport. Gospel 1360. This station broadcasts a gospel music format from Pentecostal Temple Development Corporation. 1380 is WTYM, Kittanning, Pennsylvania. They're known as Hometown Radio. Which is a secular talk and news station as well as a Christian radio station. They're owned by Family Life Mediacom Incorporated, and they operate FM translator station W279DN on 103.7 FM, Kittanning, Pennsylvania. All right, we talked about KDKA earlier. Here's the other station that's been on the air for nearly a century. Or some may argue that it's been on longer than that. 1410 is KQV Pittsburgh, now known as KQV AM 1410. They broadcast an easy listening format and is owned by Broadcast Educational Communications Incorporated. KQV is recognized historically as one of the oldest radio stations in the United States and among the oldest surviving radio stations in all of North America. Due to a complicated early history, the exact date of KQV's founding has been variously slated as either November 19th, 1919, which would make it nearly a year older than KDKA. Of course, the November 19th, 1919 date dates back to them being an experimental station. They've also been slated to begin in the fall of 1921, nearly a year after KDKA began in November 1920, or the date that is officially recognized by the Federal Communications Commission, which is January 9th, 1922. KQV was a successful top 40 station from 1958 to 1975, the majority of its top 40 run was under ABC ownership. Then they segued into a successful odd news format, also under ABC ownership, from 1975 until they ended the news talk format and suspended operations on KQV on New Year's Eve 2017. Yep, this city is home to both KDKA and KQV, two of the longest surviving radio stations, not just in the United States, but in North America, all told. 1450 has two stations. The first is WDAD, Indiana, Pennsylvania. They're known as WDAD FM or WDAD AM 1450 and 100.3 FM. Classic hits all day long. They're listed as an oldies/sports station, and they're owned by Renda Broadcasting Corporation. And they operate an FM translator station in Indiana, PA at 100.3 W262CU. The other station on 1450 is WJPA, Washington, Pennsylvania. Now this is south of the Pittsburgh area. They're known as 95.3 WJPA, oldies with an attitude. They also broadcast an oldies format with programming from Radio PA. They're owned by the Washington Broadcasting Company and is the AM simulcast of WJPA FM 95.3, also licensed to Washington, Pennsylvania, and more on that station later on. 1480 is WCNS Latrobe, Light Favorites 1480. They broadcast an adult contemporary format, which is owned by Laurel Highland Total Communications Incorporated and licensed by LHTC Media Incorporated. They operate an FM translator station in Latrobe at 97.3 W247CX. 1510 is WPGR Monroeville. This is a Catholic religious station from St. Joseph's Ministries, the owners of WAOB AM and WAOB FM. 1550 is WZUM Braddock, Pennsylvania, also known as the Pittsburgh Jazz Channel. This is a jazz music format owned by Pittsburgh Public Media, which is simulcast on WZUM FM 88.1 in Bethany, West Virginia. That's in the Wheeling, West Virginia market. And they also operate translator station W266CV at 101.1 FM, Braddock, Pennsylvania. And rounding out the AM dial is 1570 WKHJ, Latrobe, Pennsylvania. 103.9 KHB, broadcasting in adult contemporary format from Broadcast Communications Incorporated, with an FM translator station in Latrobe at 97.9 W250CP. And now we can jump to the FM band, starting with the non-commercial portion. 88.1 Channel 201 has a pair of stations. One is WKGO Murraysville, Pennsylvania, known as Easy 88.1 KGO. This is a beautiful music and easy listening station from Broadcast Educational Communications Incorporated. And according to Wikipedia, their programming is simulcast on KQV AM 1410 in Pittsburgh. Also on 88.1 is WSRU FM Slippery Rock, known as WSRU 88.1 FM, the voice of the rock. This is a college variety station owned by Slippery Rock University. 88.3 Channel 202 has a pair of stations. The first station is WGEV Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. which is a defunct college radio station owned by Geneva College of Beaver Falls. Now it's defunct on terrestrial radio, but has been operating as an internet-only station since December 2013, when they ended terrestrial programming on 88.3. So that station technically is no longer in operation on terrestrial radio. The station on 88.3, however, that is in operation is WRCT Pittsburgh. WRCT 88.3 FM, simply known as just a radio station. That's their slogan. This is the Pittsburgh Pittsburgh affiliate of Pacifica Radio, broadcasting a freeform format. They are owned by WRCT Radio Incorporated. But I think I read somewhere that this station is also owned by Carnegie Mellon University, which is also located in Pittsburgh. 88.5 Channel 203 is WYFU, Masontown, Pennsylvania. This station is an affiliate of the Bible Broadcasting Network, broadcasting a religious format which is owned by the Bible Broadcasting Network, based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. 89.1 Channel 206 is WLOG, Markleysburg, Pennsylvania. This station broadcasts a Christian radio format owned by Edgewater Broadcasting Incorporated. And this station operates 9 FM translator stations across the country, from as far west as Idaho and Nevada and as far south as Georgia. I tried to list these translator stations in the order of their dial position, but I kind of messed up. But I can see what I wrote down, so this shouldn't be a problem. So, the 9 translator stations in which WLOG operates are W203BI Bowling Green, Kentucky on 88.5, W206BP 89.1 FM in Dublin, Georgia, K208FB in Burley, Idaho, and K208EW Lovelock, Wyoming, both at 89.5. W209CD 89.7 FM Atlanta, K210DV 89.9 DeQueen, Arkansas, K213EL 90.5 FM Laramie, Wyoming, W218CY 91.5 FM Manistee, Michigan, and W219DH 91.7 FM Macon, Georgia. 89.3 Channel 207, and the first of the FM stations to be broadcasting in high definition, is one of the city's most recognizable stations, and that's WQED-FM Pittsburgh. They're known as Classical WQED-FM 89.1. On its FM analog signal and on HD1 is classical music with programming from NPR and Public Radio International. HD2 is also classical music. This sub-channel is dubbed as the Pittsburgh Concert Channel. WQED-FM is owned by WQED Multimedia, which also owns Pittsburgh's PBS member station, WQED-TV Channel 13. Programming is simulcast on WQEJ 89.7 FM in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. 90.1 Channel 211 is WIUP-FM, Indiana, Pennsylvania. known simply as your alternative source. This is a college variety radio station owned by Indiana University of Pennsylvania. And yes, Indiana is an actual city in Pennsylvania, named after the state of Indiana. 90.5 Channel 213, broadcasting in high definition, is WESA, Pittsburgh. 90.5 WESA, Pittsburgh's NPR news station. On FM analog and on HD1 is public radio with news and programming from National Public Radio and additional programming from both Public Radio International and American Public Media. On HD2 is jazz music, labeled as JazzWorks. And then on HD3 is the world news from BBC World Service. WESA is owned and operated by the Pittsburgh Community Broadcasting Corporation. However, they've only owned this station since 2011 when they switched to the current news talk format. Because prior to this station was known as WDUQ and was owned by Duquesne University. Signed on the air in 1949 and ran until 2011 when the Pittsburgh Community Broadcasting Corporation bought the station, changed the call sign to WESA, and flipped the format to the current news talk format. 91.3 Channel 217, broadcasting in high definition, is the sister station of WESA, and that's WYEP-FM Pittsburgh. 91.3 WYEP, where the music matters. On FM analog and on HD1 is Freeform with no additional subchannels. This station is also owned by the Pittsburgh Community Broadcasting Corporation. 91.7 Channel 219 is WNJR, Washington, Pennsylvania. WNJR 91.7 FM, radio for listeners. This is also a freeform station owned by Washington and Jefferson College. And rounding out the traditional non-commercial feed on FM is 91.9 Channel 220, WCAL, California, Pennsylvania. So yeah, Pennsylvania has a city called Indiana, and they have a city called California. WCAL is known as Power 92, which is also a free-form radio station. This one is owned by California University of Pennsylvania. Alright, so that's the non-commercial band. Here's the commercial band on FM. Starting off with 92.1 Channel 221, WPTS FM Pittsburgh. They're known as 92.1 WPTS, Pittsburgh's Progressive FM. They're listed by Wikipedia as a formatted college radio station, which is owned by the University of Pittsburgh. That's, of course, the alma mater of former Philadelphia Eagles running back LaShawn Shady McCoy. 92.5 Channel 223 is WQMU, Indiana, Pennsylvania. This station is known as U92, today's best music. This is a hot adult contemporary station and is also an affiliate for both Pittsburgh Steelers football and Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. WQMU is owned by Renda Broadcasting Corporation. 92.9 Channel 225 in high definition is WLTJ Pittsburgh. Q92.9, Pittsburgh's 10 in a row station. And they also have a secondary branding. They also have a secondary slogan, which is Real Variety. They have 4 HD digital sub-channels, and there's a little something for everyone. FM analog and on HD1 is Hot Adult Contemporary. HD2 is the sub-channel known as Q in the City. This is an urban contemporary station. HD3 broadcasts a classic rock format known as We Will Rock Q. And then HD4 is disco, known as Disco on the 4. WLTJ is owned by WPNT Media Subsidiary LLC and held the KDKA FM call sign from 1943 to 1979. And speaking of KDKA FM, that's our next station, 93.7 Channel 229, broadcasting in high definition, the aforementioned KDKA FM Pittsburgh. This station is known as Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station. This is the Pittsburgh affiliate of CBS Sports Radio and the NFL on Westwood One. The sports talk format is on the FM analog signal and on HD1. On HD2 is the News Talk simulcast of News Radio 1020 KDKA AM. And then on HD3 is the national feed of CBS Sports Radio. So that's the entire network schedule that's heard on HD3. KDKA FM is the radio flagship station of the Pittsburgh Pirates as well as the Pittsburgh Panthers. So you'll be hearing Pirates baseball, Panthers football, and Panthers men's hoops on The Fan, which is owned by Entercom Communications. 94.5 Channel 233, broadcasting in high definition, is WWS-WFM Pittsburgh. 94.5 3WS, Pittsburgh's classic hits. On FM and on HD1 is Classic Hits, with programming from both Premier Radio Networks and USRN, which is the United Stations Radio Network. And the main channel also plays Christmas music during the holidays. That's the FM analog and HD1 main channels plays Christmas music during the holidays. They are one of 2 stations in Pittsburgh that switches to Christmas music. And then the HD2 subchannel is Rhythmic Oldies. WWS-WFM is owned by iHeartMedia. 94.9 Channel 235 is WOGG Oliver, Pennsylvania. They're known as Froggy 94.9 Country. They broadcast a country music format which is owned by FM Radio Licenses LLC. 95.3 Channel 237 is WJPA FM, Washington, Pennsylvania. 95.3 WJPA, Oldies with an Attitude. This is an oldies radio station with programming from Radio PA, owned by the Washington Broadcasting Company, and is simulcast on WJPA AM 1460, Washington, Pennsylvania. Of course, we talked about that station earlier. 96.1 Channel 241, broadcasting in high definition, is WKST FM Pittsburgh. 96.1 KISS, Pittsburgh's #1 hit music station. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Top 40 CHR. And on HD2 is dance music and EDM known as Pride Radio. WKST is owned by iHeartMedia. 96.9 Channel 245, broadcasting in high definition, is WRRK, Braddock, Pennsylvania. 96.9 Bob FM. We play anything. FM and HD1 is Variety Hits. The HD2 subchannel is also a variety hits channel labeled as Bob's B-Sides. HD3 is Bob's Malt Shop, which plays oldies primarily from the 50s and 60s. WRRK is... Oh, wait a second. There's another subchannel here. I forgot there were 4. The HD4 subchannel is... The HD4 subchannel is a format that plays nothing but television and movie theme songs, aptly titled Stay Tuned, with 3 periods at the end. Now I can tell you that WRRK is owned by WPNT Media Subsidiary, LLC. 97.7 Channel 249 is WLER-FM, Butler. 97.7 The Rock Station, Rock Done Right. This is an active rock station from the Butler County Radio Network. 98.3 Channel 252, broadcasting in high definition, is WPKV, Duquesne, Pennsylvania. Duquesne is spelled D-U-Q-U-E-S-N-E. This is the Pittsburgh affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network, broadcasting contemporary Christian music on its main FM analog signal and on HD1. On HD2 is Air 1, which is contemporary worship music, and in HD3 is K-Love Classics, which is classic CCM. This station is owned by Educational Media Foundation, also known as EMF. .3 and 92.1, they have the same programming, so this is a simulcast. WPKL Uniontown is 99.3 Channel 257, and WKPL Elwood City, Pennsylvania is 92.1 Channel 221. These two stations are known as Pickle 99.3 and Pickle 92.1. Classic rock and roll from the 60s and 70s. Both stations play a classic hits format and are both owned by Forever Media. The next two stations are short-spaced with each other. 99.5 Channel 258 is WCYJ-FM Waynesburg. 99.5 The Hive. They broadcast a hot adult contemporary format, which is owned by Waynesburg University. And right next door at 99.7 Channel 259 is WSHH Pittsburgh. Wish 99.7, the most music for your workday. This is an adult contemporary format with programming from Premier Radio Networks and Westwood One, and this station also plays Christmas music during the holidays. WSHH is owned by Randa Broadcasting Corporation. 100.7 Channel 264, broadcasting in high definition, is WBZZ New Kensington. 100.7 Star plays the hits. FM and HD1 is an adult-leaning top 40 station. HD2 is known as Replay Radio, which plays classic hits, predominantly from the 80s, 90s, and maybe a few 2000s sprinkled in. HD3 is Rhythmic Contemporary, known as Whammo 100. This is the simulcast of translator station W261AX Pittsburgh at 100.1 FM, which relays the HD3 subchannel. WBZZ is owned by Intercom Communications, and the station's main programming is repeated on sister station WDSY 107.9 FM HD2, Pittsburgh. 101.5, channel 268 is WORD FM, Pittsburgh. 101.5, Word FM, radio you can believe in. This is a Christian talk station from the Salem Media Group. 102.5, channel 273, broadcasting in high definition is WDVE, Pittsburgh. 102.5 DVE, as the locals call it. 102.5 DVE rocks is their slogan. FM and HD1 is classic rock. And then HD2 is a 24/7 sub-channel dedicated to Steelers content known as Steelers Nation Radio. And that should really give it away that this station is the FM flagship home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, all Steelers broadcasts originate from WDVE, but are also simulcast on sister station WBGG AM. WDVE is owned by iHeartMedia, and before we continue, the WBGG's call sign is also used on a classic rock station in Miami, Florida, on 105.9 FM. So they have the FM suffix at the end of their call sign, whereas 970 AM just has the WBGG call sign. And of course, I added the AM suffix to differentiate that station from the Miami Classic Rocker. 103.1, channel 276 is WKVE, Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. This station is branded as 103.1 KVE or simply 103 KVE. Album-oriented rock for the Pittsburgh area. This station broadcasts an album-oriented rock or AOR format, which is owned by Broadcast Communications Incorporated. 103.5, channel 278 is WLYI, Burgettstown, Pennsylvania. This station has recently been rebranded as Willie 103.5. They broadcast a classic country music format from Forever Media. 103.9, channel 280 is WKHB-FM, Scottsdale, Pennsylvania. They're known as 103.9 KHB, broadcasting in adult contemporary format, owned by Broadcast Communications 3, Incorporated. 104.3, channel 282 is WOGI, Moon Township, Pennsylvania. They're known as Froggy 104, broadcasting in country music format from Forever Media. Now, the Froggy brand is also used at 94.9 WOGG Oliver, but I'm not sure if those two stations are a simulcast or they're separate stations. I'm thinking they're separate stations, because they didn't hint to me anywhere there was a simulcast. 104.7, channel 284, broadcasting in high definition is WPGB Pittsburgh. Big 104.7, Pittsburgh's new hit country. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is country music. And in HD2 is the sports simulcast of WBGG AM 970, also known as ESPN Pittsburgh. WPGB is owned by iHeartMedia, which would make it a sister station to our next station. 105.9, channel 290, broadcasting in high definition, WXDX FM, Pittsburgh. 105.9 VX. On FM analog and HD1 is alternative rock. And then HD2 is the iHeart 2000s channel, which is nothing nothing but hits from the 2000s. 105.90X is the radio flagship station of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they are also owned by iHeartMedia. 106.3 Channel 292 is WLCY, Blairsville, Pennsylvania. This station is known as Cat Country 106.3. Today's best country. They play a mix of today's country and some classic country with programming from CMT. This station is owned by Renda Broadcasting Corporation. All right, we've made it to the final page and the final four stations. 106.7 Channel 294 is WAOB-FM, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. They're known as 106.7 WAOB, We Are One Body. This station offers a Catholic religious format, which is owned by St. Joseph's Ministries. Sister stations WAOB AM 860 and WPGR AM 1510 have the same format but air programs differently from WAOB FM. So that means 860 and 106.7 is not a straight simulcast, as they do air pretty much the same programming, just at different times. 106.9 Channel 295 is WMKF Masontown. This is the Uniontown affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network, which features a contemporary Christian music format from EMF. 107.1 Channel 296 is WHJB Greensburg. 107.1 WHJB, Greensburg's home for classic hits. This is a classic hits station from Renda Broadcasting Corporation. And wrapping things up is 107.9 Channel 300, broadcasting in high definition, WDSY-FM Pittsburgh. This station is known as Y108, Pittsburgh's best country variety. On FM and HD1 is country music, so this would make them a competitor to say Froggy 104 and Froggy 94.9 and also Big 104.7. HD2 is the adult top 40 simulcast of WBZZ 100.7 Star. And then HD3 is LGBTQ talk, dance music, and EDM, labeled as Channel Q. WDSY-FM is owned by Intercom Communications. And that is the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania radio market, with stations included from Uniontown and Butler and a couple other places across Southwest Pennsylvania. All right. Oh, and before we go, I've got a little format change to tell you about. It's not here. It's not in the Pittsburgh market, but it was actually back in my home market of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It turns out that the longtime WFUR FM on 102.9 is now an affiliate of the Bible Broadcasting Network, and their call sign has also changed to WHYA. It's either WHYA or WYHA. I'll have to look and check back in with you when I have the correct call sign, whatever it is. But anyway, WFUR FM was recently sold to the Bible Broadcasting Network, and it dropped its long-running religious format, its local religious format, I should say, for the Charlotte, North Carolina-based Bible Broadcasting Network. So now, 102.9 is no longer WFUR FM, as they are a part of the Bible Broadcasting Network. However, WFUR is still on the air in Grand Rapids on AM 1570. So that said, we're done with the Pittsburgh radio market. Our next market coming up will be the Twin Cities. I've already compiled the list of stations, and I'll start writing the info in on these. I'm thinking about taking a couple of days off and getting back to this on Thursday. Well, anyway, that's it for tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell next time I go live, and I will holler at y'all later. Big Al signing off. Peace out.